Good morning slash afternoon slash evening, everyone. Love is one of the most mysterious and beautiful forces in the universe. We grow up dreaming about it, wondering when, where, and how we'll meet that one person who just gets us. The one who makes the world feel lighter, the colors seem brighter, and life more meaningful. But have you ever stopped to think, what if love isn't just about chance? What if its divine timing is one of the most challenging aspects of love? We grow up dreaming about meeting that one special person, the one who will change everything. But we often forget that love is not something we can force. It doesn't happen on our schedule, and it doesn't always appear when we expect it. Instead, love unfolds according to a divine plan, one that is far greater than anything we can comprehend. That is why it is so important to trust that God's timing is always perfect. Many of us spend years searching for love, feeling frustrated and impatient when we don't find it right away. We see others in relationships, getting married, building a life with their partners, and we wonder, why not me? What am I doing wrong? But the truth is, nothing is wrong. Love is not a race, and there is no universal timeline that dictates when you should find your soulmate. The delay is not a punishment, but a preparation. God is not making you wait to make you suffer. He is making you wait because He is preparing you for something extraordinary. Often we think we are ready for love when in reality we still have growing to do. A relationship, especially one that is meant to last a lifetime, requires maturity, patience, and self-awareness. If we rush into love before we are truly ready, we risk settling for something less than what we deserve. We may find ourselves in relationships that drain us rather than uplift us, connections that feel forced rather than natural. That is why God sometimes asks us to wait, because He knows we deserve more than we are currently willing to settle for. Think about the times in your life when you wanted something so badly, but it didn't happen right away. Maybe it was a dream job, an opportunity, or a goal you had set for yourself. In the moment, the delay felt frustrating, even painful. But when you finally received what you had been waiting for, you realized that the timing was perfect. You had grown into the person who was truly ready to embrace that opportunity. The same principle applies to love. When the right person comes into your life, you will understand why it couldn't have happened any sooner. One of the biggest mistakes we make is believing that we have control over when and how we meet our soulmate. We try to force connections, pursue relationships that aren't meant for us, and sometimes even compromise our values in the name of love. But true love doesn't require forcing. It flows effortlessly when the time is right. God does not introduce you to your soulmate when you are desperate, lonely, or searching out of fear. He introduces you to them when you are whole, when you have learned to love yourself, and when you are ready to build something strong and meaningful. The waiting season can be difficult, but it is not wasted time. Every experience, every heartbreak, and every lesson you learn along the way is shaping you into the person you are meant to be. Instead of viewing this time as a burden, see it as a gift. Use this season to grow, to heal, and to strengthen your faith. Trust that God is working behind the scenes, orchestrating a love story more beautiful than anything you could create on your own. The truth is, you don't have to chase love. When the time is right, it will find you. And when it does, you will realize that all the waiting, all the prayers, and all the moments of doubt were leading you to something far greater than you ever imagined. You will meet someone who complements your soul, who aligns with your purpose, and who makes you feel at peace. And in that moment, you will understand why God's timing is always, always perfect. When we think about love, we often create an image in our minds of what the perfect partner should be like. We list out qualities: kind, funny, ambitious, loyal, attractive. And we convince ourselves that once we find someone who checks all these boxes, we will have found our soulmate. But love is not a checklist. It is not about perfection. It is about purpose. The person God has for you is not necessarily the one who looks the best on paper, but the one who aligns with your destiny. Many people enter relationships based on superficial compatibility. They look for someone who shares their interests, someone who makes them feel good in the moment, someone who seems perfect from the outside. But as time passes, they realize something is missing. The connection may be exciting, but it lacks depth. It may feel comfortable, but it doesn't challenge them to grow. That's because true love, the kind that is divinely orchestrated, isn't just about finding someone who fits into your life. It's about finding someone who helps you become who you were meant to be. God does not introduce you to your soulmate based on fleeting emotions. He does not send you someone just to fill a temporary void. Instead, He brings you someone who has a deeper purpose in your life, someone who will push you toward your calling. When you meet your soulmate, you will realize that your connection is about more than just romance. It is about building something greater together. It is about serving a purpose that extends beyond just the two of you. Too often, people get caught up in looking for the perfect person. But the truth is, no one is perfect. Love is not about finding someone without flaws. It is about finding someone whose flaws you are willing to grow with. Someone who sees your imperfections and chooses to stand beside you anyway. A soulmate is not someone who completes you because you are already whole. A soulmate is someone who walks with you, encouraging you, inspiring you, and supporting you as you both grow in faith, purpose, and love. One of the clearest signs that you have met the right person is that your relationship does not feel like a distraction from your dreams. It feels like an extension of them. The wrong relationship will pull you away from your calling, making you feel lost or disconnected from your purpose. The right relationship, however, will align with what God is already doing in your life. You will feel encouraged to become your best self, to chase your dreams with confidence, and to step into the path that God has laid out for you. It is important to understand that love is not always about instant fireworks or a dramatic love story. Sometimes the person God has for you enters your life quietly, naturally, without grand gestures or overwhelming emotions. They fit into your life in a way that feels effortless, yet significant. They bring peace, not chaos. They make you feel at home, not like you need to change who you are to keep them. That's why it's crucial to shift your focus when looking for love. Instead of searching for someone who meets a list of expectations, ask yourself, does this person bring me closer to my purpose? Do they inspire me to grow? Do they support my faith, my dreams, and my values? If the answer is no, then no matter how perfect they seem, they are not meant for you. God's design for love is not shallow. It is deep, purposeful, and transformational. The person He has for you will not just love you for who you are today, they will love you for the person you are becoming. They will walk beside you through challenges, celebrate your victories, and remind you of your worth when you forget. Together, you will not just build a relationship, you will build a life that honors God and serves a higher purpose. So let go of the idea that love is about finding the perfect person. Instead, trust that God will bring you the right person, the one who is meant to walk beside you, to challenge you, to uplift you, and to love you in a way that is aligned with your purpose. When you find that person, you will realize that love was never about perfection. It was always about divine alignment. Love is one of the most profound experiences in life, yet it is also one of the most misunderstood. Many people spend years searching for their soulmate, wondering how they will recognize them when they finally appear. Will it be an instant spark, a grand cinematic moment, or will it be something subtle, something that unfolds naturally? The truth is, when God introduces you to the person meant for you, the connection feels effortless. It does not require force, excessive effort, or constant questioning. Instead, it brings a deep sense of peace, clarity, and alignment that makes everything feel just right. One of the biggest misconceptions about love is that it should always be intense, dramatic, and filled with emotional highs and lows. Many people mistake chaos for passion, believing that a relationship full of uncertainty and emotional roller coasters must be real love. But in reality, love that is meant for you does not create confusion, it brings clarity. When God introduces you to your soulmate, you will not be left wondering whether they care for you, whether they are the right person, or whether you have to change yourself to make things work. Instead, you will feel secure, valued, and accepted for who you are. Relationships that require constant effort just to maintain basic stability are often not divinely aligned. Of course, every relationship requires work, but love should not feel like an uphill battle from the start. If you have to force a connection, convince someone to choose you, or repeatedly question their intentions, then that relationship is not built on a foundation of divine peace. God does not send confusion, He sends confirmation. The right person will meet you where you are, and your connection will grow organically, not out of desperation or fear of being alone. Another key sign that you have met your soulmate is that the relationship does not drain you, it energizes you. It does not feel like an obligation, but rather like a partnership that strengthens you emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Being with them should not feel like you are constantly walking on eggshells, trying to impress them, or worrying about whether they will stay. Instead, you will feel safe, heard, and truly understood. Their presence in your life will bring joy and ease, not stress and anxiety. It is also important to recognize that a soulmate is not someone who only loves you when things are easy. They are someone who stands beside you through every season of life. Many relationships fall apart at the first sign of struggle because they were never built on a strong foundation. But when God introduces you to the right person, that foundation will be faith, respect, and deep emotional connection. Even in difficult times, you will find strength in each other instead of falling apart. One of the most beautiful things about meeting the right person is that they will encourage you to grow. The right relationship does not hold you back, it pushes you forward. When you are with the person God has for you, you will not feel the need to shrink yourself, compromise your values, or give up your dreams. Instead, they will motivate you to become the best version of yourself. They will celebrate your ambitions, remind you of your worth, and challenge you to reach higher. So many people settle for relationships that feel familiar but are not necessarily right for them. They stay in situations that bring more pain than joy simply because they are afraid of being alone. But when God introduces you to the right person, you will realize why it never worked with anyone else. Love should not feel like constant uncertainty. It should feel like coming home. Another sign that you have met your soulmate is that your relationship does not disrupt your peace. It protects it. When you are with the right person, you will not feel pressured to rush, to meet unrealistic expectations, or to change the core of who you are. Instead, you will feel a sense of emotional and spiritual rest, knowing that this love is rooted in something greater than yourself. At the end of the day, love is not about chasing someone or forcing something that does not feel natural. It is about recognizing when God has placed the right person in your life and trusting the ease and clarity that come with it. When you meet your soulmate, it will not be a relationship full of doubts, mind games, or inconsistency. It will be solid, steady, and deeply fulfilling. You will not just be in love, you will be at peace. Love is often portrayed as a whirlwind of emotions, an all-consuming passion that takes over every part of your life. While love certainly brings excitement, it is much more than just butterflies and heart-racing moments. True love, the kind that is divinely ordained, does not just make you feel good in the moment, it pushes you to grow into the person you are meant to be. The right partner will not just make you happy, they will make you better. Many people enter relationships searching for someone who will bring them joy and fulfillment, but they forget that love is also about growth. A soulmate is not just someone who loves you as you are. They are someone who inspires you to become the best version of yourself. They see the potential in you, even when you do not see it in yourself. They challenge you to step outside of your comfort zone, to face your fears, and to pursue your purpose with passion and determination. This kind of relationship does not just happen by chance. It happens when you align yourself with God's plan. Often people settle for relationships that keep them comfortable but stagnant. They choose partners who do not push them to grow because growth is uncomfortable and change can be scary. But love is not about remaining in the same place forever. It is about evolving, learning, and becoming stronger together. The right person will not let you stay the same. They will encourage you to rise higher, to believe in yourself, and to chase your dreams with confidence. One of the clearest signs that you have met your soulmate is that they support your goals and purpose. They do not feel threatened by your ambitions or try to hold you back. Instead, they motivate you to keep moving forward. They remind you of your worth when you doubt yourself, and they push you to keep striving even when challenges arise. This kind of love is not just about passion, it is about partnership, it is about building something meaningful together, supporting each other's dreams, and growing side by side. A true soulmate will also hold you accountable. They will not allow you to settle for less than your potential. They will encourage you to work on yourself, to address your weaknesses, and to become emotionally and spiritually stronger. This does not mean they will judge you or make you feel inadequate. Instead, they will lovingly challenge you to grow because they see the greatness inside you and want to help you reach it. At times, growth can be uncomfortable. It may require difficult conversations, honest self-reflection, and facing parts of yourself that you may have ignored. But a healthy relationship is one where both partners commit to growing together. They help each other heal from past wounds, overcome insecurities, and develop into the people they were created to be. Another sign that you have met the right person is that they bring balance into your life. They do not drain you or add unnecessary stress. Instead, they help you find clarity and direction. They do not make you feel small or insignificant. Instead, they empower you to embrace your full potential. When you are with them, you feel inspired to be better, not because they demand it, but because their love naturally encourages growth. The wrong relationship will often feel limiting. You may feel like you have to shrink yourself, compromise your values, or abandon your dreams to make the relationship work, but the right relationship does the opposite. It expands your world. It makes you believe in yourself more, not less. It makes you feel free, not trapped. It is also important to remember that growth in love is not just about individual achievements. It is about spiritual and emotional growth as well. The right person will help you grow in your faith, in your character, and in your ability to love unconditionally. They will teach you patience, understanding, and the beauty of selflessness. They will not just be your partner in life, but also your partner in purpose. In the end, love is not just about finding someone who makes you feel good. It is about finding someone who makes you better. The right person will believe in you, challenge you, and walk beside you as you grow into the person you were always meant to be. True love is not just about happiness, it is about transformation. And when you find that kind of love, you will realize that it was never just about finding someone. Waiting can be one of the hardest things to do, especially when it comes to love. Society often makes us feel like we need to rush into relationships, as if being single means something is wrong with us. We watch others get married, start families, and build lives together, and we start to wonder, when will it be my turn? But what if the waiting is not a delay, but a divine preparation? What if the time you spend waiting is not time wasted, but time that God is using to shape you for the love He has planned for you? One of the biggest mistakes people make is settling for less because they fear being alone. The pressure to be in a relationship can make people choose partners who are not right for them, simply to fill a void. But love is not something that should be rushed. When you trust in God's timing, you begin to understand that waiting is not wasting time, it is investing time. Every season of waiting is an opportunity to grow, to heal, and to become the person you are meant to be before you meet the one meant for you. Sometimes God delays love because He knows we are not ready for it. We may think we are prepared for a relationship, but in reality, we still have wounds to heal, lessons to learn, and personal growth to experience. When we are prepared to experience a healthy, lasting relationship requires two whole individuals, not two people who are looking for someone else to complete them. If you are constantly looking for someone to fix your loneliness, your insecurities, or your fears, you are seeking love for the wrong reasons. True love is not about finding someone to fill your emptiness. It is about two complete people coming together to build something even greater. Waiting is also a time of self-discovery. It is a chance to learn about yourself, your values, and your purpose. Instead of focusing on what you lack, this is a time to focus on who you are becoming. Are you the kind of person you would want to be with? Are you building a life that you love, with or without a partner? When you focus on growing yourself, you naturally attract the kind of love that is healthy, fulfilling, and meant for you. Another important aspect of waiting is learning to trust God's plan. Sometimes we try to force relationships that are not meant for us, simply because we do not want to be alone. But every time you force something that is not aligned with God's will, you only delay what is truly meant for you. Instead of trying to control everything, let go and trust that God sees the bigger picture. He knows who you need, when you need them, and how they will enter your life. During this time, it is important to focus on preparing your heart. The kind of love that God has for you is not ordinary, it is extraordinary. But in order to receive something extraordinary, you have to be willing to wait for it. Imagine settling for a relationship that drains you, confuses you, or makes you feel unworthy just because you are impatient. Now imagine waiting, growing, and trusting God only to meet someone who honors you, loves you deeply, and supports your dreams. The difference is worth the wait. Another key lesson of waiting is learning to enjoy your own company. So many people fear being alone because they do not enjoy being with themselves. But when you learn to love yourself, you stop needing validation from a relationship. You start making decisions from a place of confidence rather than desperation. This is one of the most powerful things you can do, because when love finally comes, you will not be clinging to it out of fear. You will embrace it with a heart that is whole and ready. When the right person comes into your life, you will understand why waiting was necessary. You will see that the time spent alone was actually a time of preparation. You will recognize that every heartbreak, every disappointment, and every unanswered prayer was leading you to something far better than you ever imagined. And when love finally arrives, you will appreciate it fully, because you will know what it feels like to wait for something truly worth having. So trust the journey. Trust that every delay has a purpose. Trust that God is working behind the scenes, writing a love story that is more beautiful than anything you could create on your own. Waiting is not a punishment. It is preparation for something greater than you can imagine. Love at its deepest level is not just about feelings. It is about alignment and purpose. Many people think of relationships as something that should always be easy and full of happiness. But real love is about building a life together, growing through challenges, and serving a greater purpose. When God introduces you to your soulmate, the connection is not just about romance. It is about fulfilling His divine plan for both of you. One of the most significant signs that you have met the right person is that your relationship does not pull you away from your purpose. It aligns with it. The wrong relationship will leave you feeling distracted, confused, and disconnected from the path God has for you. But the right relationship will do the opposite. It will bring clarity, motivation, and a renewed sense of direction. You will not have to choose between love and purpose, because the two will be deeply connected. Many times, people enter relationships that feel exciting but do not have a real foundation. These relationships may be based on attraction, common interests, or even deep emotional connection, but if they are not rooted in God's plan, they will eventually fall apart. The strongest relationships are those where both people are walking in the same direction, pursuing the same values, and supporting each other's missions. A relationship that is divinely aligned is not just about making each other happy, it is about making each other better. The right partner will encourage you to grow spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. They will inspire you to develop your gifts, step into your calling, and become the best version of yourself. They will see your potential and push you toward it, even when you feel doubtful or afraid. It is important to understand that purpose-driven love is not always easy. There will be moments of struggle, challenges that test your commitment, and situations that require sacrifice. But when God is at the center of your relationship, these challenges become opportunities for growth and strengthening. Instead of tearing you apart, they bring you closer together. Instead of creating doubt, they build deeper faith. The right relationship will also help you serve others in a greater way. Love is not just about two people. It is about how two people can come together to impact the world around them. Whether it is through supporting each other's careers, ministries, families, or personal missions, a soulmate relationship will always have a sense of purpose beyond just romance. It is about how your love can bring more goodness into the world. Many times, people focus on finding the perfect partner instead of becoming the right partner. They look for someone who will make them feel loved and secure, but they forget that love is a two-way commitment. If you want a purpose-driven relationship, you must also be someone who is walking in purpose. Before asking if someone aligns with your journey, ask yourself, am I living in alignment with my calling? Am I ready for the kind of love I am praying for? When you meet the person God has for you, you will feel a sense of peace and confidence. You will not have to constantly question their intentions, battle with insecurities, or force things to work. There will be an effortless flow, a natural connection, and a deep sense of knowing that this is where you are meant to be. That does not mean the relationship will be without challenges, but it does mean that even in tough times, you will choose each other again and again. You will work through difficulties together, grow through struggles, and build a foundation that is rooted in faith, trust, and shared purpose. At the core of it all, love is not just about finding someone who makes you happy. It is about finding someone who makes you whole in a way that aligns with God's plan. The person meant for you will not only love you, but will also help you fulfill your purpose in this world. They will be your teammate, your greatest supporter, and your partner in a love story that is bigger than just the two of you. So when God introduces you to your soulmate, you will know it is right, not just because of how they make you feel, but because of how they help you grow. You will see that love was never just about romance. It was always about fulfilling something greater together.